Hey there, Internet. Did you know that half of the population loses all of its teeth before they even turn 55? Hey there, Internet. This is QandAwithJ coming at you with our first official video. I want to thank all my new subscribers and all the people who watched my first video, even if it was just because you were done watching Ray William Johnson's and wanted to watch something even more retarded. I don't really feel like I earned my new subscribers because my video was just tagged on the end of Ray William Johnson's. But I'm going to take them anyway. So I hope you like my show. Our first question is by Sexy Man Clay, and we're going to go out to the field to address that question, and I'll see you back here later.
So we're here, and we're going to answer Sexy Man Clay's question, which is, my students want to know my first name, but I want to try to keep it a secret. How do I do this? Well, I'm going to offer two solutions. You could either, every time they ask you, there's always negative reinforcement. Or you could come up with a creative kind of way to let them guess your name and thus they're kind of earning it. You could do like a hangman type of thing. 6 letters, C-L-A-Y-T-O-N. Yeah, that's 6. Okay. So let's say your name is Clayton. You've got 6 blanks. First letter is obviously a C, but they don't know that. Offer some sort of trivia thing like the first letter of my name happens to be the same letter that begins with the instrument that is a woodwind and is also in B flat, which is a clarinet. And keep doing things like that till they get all the way down to the end of your name with whatever field you're teaching. I used music as an example, but if you're a history teacher, you could do something history like I don't know. Now we're going to head out into the campus of this school, and we're going to interview a couple other students and see if they have any suggestions. I'm here with my good buddy Donnie, and I'm going to get his advice on the question. Donnie, if you were a teacher and kids kept asking you for your first name and just kept pestering you, how would you respond to that situation?
I'd tell them to shut up. Realistically, that's all you gotta do.
Okay. That sounds like a solid piece of advice. I'm here with an anonymous person, and I'm asking him the same question. Sir, if you were a teacher and kids kept asking you for your first name, how would you respond?
I'd probably shoot them.
Really?
One by one.
What type of gun would you use?
9mm, probably.
Oh.
Just, it's cheap, gets the job done.
45 was
Hollow
better.
point?
Most definitely.
All right.
All right.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right. I'm here with Brad, my RA here at school, and I'm asking him the same question. Sir, if you were a teacher and kids kept asking you for your first name, how would you respond to that?
I'd probably get to the point where I would just stare them in the face with a blank stare and not respond to anything and just pretend like I was dead.
Holy crap, is that Joel?
Right, Carlos, and he's going to give us his input on this question. So, Carlos, if you were a teacher and kids kept pestering you about your first name and wanting to know your real first name, how would you respond in that situation?
Well, being that I am Hispanic, I could say any sort of Hispanic name and they believe me.
Now, give us an example of a Hispanic first name.
Juan or Pedro.
Juan or
Juan.
Juan? Oh,
Juan. Juan.
okay, Juan.
Juan.
Okay, and so is that all the advice you would have? You just spew off any first name? Any
Yeah,
random
why
first
not?
name?
They don't care. They don't even know. That's about it.
All right, well, thank you, Carlos.
No problem.
So, Sexy Man Clay, I hope that answers your question effectively. Straight from college students. We're now going to move on to our second. So, our second question for today comes from a user called XePick, and they said, "How old are you?" So, how old am I? I'm 19. That means I was born and grew up in the 90s. I spent most of my childhood wishing I was either the Green Power Ranger, Ash Ketchum from Pokemon, or Harry Potter. So that was basically my childhood. Probably Pokemon was the bigger part of that, and I'm not going to lie, I still play it. I'm actually going through the yellow version right now. Call me a nerd, whatever. I'm looking forward to March 14th, to be honest, when the new one comes out. I'm going to go buy it and play it. Some people are going to call me retarded for that, but hey, they're good games. And it was a big part of my childhood, so for me it's a little bit of nostalgia. So yeah, how about I ask you a question now? What was your big thing growing up as a child? You know, for me it was Pokemon. what was your big thing growing up as a child? You can leave that in the comments. You can also leave more questions in the comments. I have the brains to filter out between what's your answer to my question and what are your questions for me. You can also leave video responses, but if you're going to do that, don't answer my question, just ask me questions. Or you can send me a private message asking me questions if you want to stay anonymous, but make sure you specify you want to be anonymous. Otherwise, I'll still give your name out. So yeah, that does it for the first episode of Q&A with Jay. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.